Oh, Seymour Butts. Happy Thursday, friend. How are you? Hello, hello. How you been? I would say I'm doing pretty well also. Thank you for asking. What you been up to? How's things? What's up, Doc? Happy Thursday, brother. Holy cow. Prom already. Sheesh. Seymour, he's not that. I thought prom you had to be like a junior or a senior. He's 16, 17 now? Holy cow. Or he got invited early because he's a stud. My guy. What's up, Dudley Dawson? Happy Thursday, brother. 16. Holy shit. Oh. He is a stud. I already knew that. Cheers, friends. Happy Thursday. Thanks for celebrating it here. Ooh. What's new with everybody else? What's new with everybody? Anybody else sending their kids off to prom? I went my freshman and sophomore year, which I think you're only supposed to go junior and senior year, and then I did not go my junior or senior year prom. Crazy. What is good, J-Rats? How are you, fam? Happy Thursday. I know you've been crying. Alright, cheers. It's almost there. Ready to chooch one. There's blood in your all alone. Nice. That sounds quite alright. Mac Donuts. I like donuts. Yep. Mac Donuts. I think I got It's a fruit stand mix. I don't know. It's a Revolution thing. Who knows what the mix of? I think it's fruit stand and purple punch or some shit. I can't remember what it is. Old. Oh, yeah. I was just looking through some news over here. Cannabis news. Y'all pay attention to that stuff. Doesn't quite matter. Edibles.com defies the hemp THC ban and opens physical retail in Georgia. How about that? And I bet that they don't only have to have peach flavored. How about that, Georgia? Set you up. Texas companies sue to halt regulations that could ban smokable hemp. How about that? Sounds good to me. Quit banning it. That's actually going to be real funny, because wait until I start talking in a little bit, because I got a rant to go on. I want to go on a rant. I want to take you guys with me. I hope y'all don't mind. I think it means something, too. I've been thinking more about along these lines here lately. And the lines that I'm talking about. Oh, Brandon Krieger. Happy Thursday.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a damn good question. The old edible THCA flower. I just had a friend who got some THCA flower and showed me kind of the sites that exist out there, and I had seen them in the past. I've looked through cookies myself, but I've never been like a massive cookies fan. Holy Connie Hadlin. Happy Thursday, my friend. Oh, so good to see your name in there. But yeah, he got himself a little bit of some THCA flower, and again, I looked through some of these sites and I was a little bit more blown away. I didn't know things were as in your face as they are. And realistically, the price is proper. The looks are proper. Now it's just if you're gonna smoke. Louisiana. Oh, hello from Illinois. Krieger, that's arguable. That's kind of gonna fall along the lines of what I'm talking about, which is we should stop recreational use cannabis. Y'all might have heard me make this statement before. I don't think that we should stop adult possession laws, and I think that we should allow home grow laws to get a little bit more elaborate. But I genuinely think that we should get rid of all of them across the whole entire board. I don't think that it's beneficial, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I actually truthfully am, I think this for real. Because of what they're doing with this THCA juicing or whatever, they're literally only producing plants for THC. I wonder if we're not breaking it. Deschedule the plant and it fixes everything to a degree. To a degree. I think that because I think there's just been bad information spread about what cannabis is capable of for so long, and I think that it's all rooted around THC. And of all the cannabinoids, you'll hear me say it a million more times, THCA might be one of the most boring, though it is the catalyst for a lot of the intoxication that we're feeling, it doesn't necessarily. I I don't know that it's as important without the rest of the plant properties. Without more abundance of CBD, without more terpenoids, if you're only producing this plant for THCA, and there's a guy who's pissed off in Illinois who's been going to a bunch of dispensaries, picking up flower, taking it back, and having it individually tested.
Ice cream man.
And a lot of what we're seeing is massive sways, uh, 20 to 30% off. And so the one that he was mostly excited about is a 45 or 46% flour. And if I'm not wrong, he might even said that it's coming out of a joints or something too, which is terrible. But we all know that they just carry those numbers over. So if they got the score, let's say of 45, which is a made up statistic to begin with, and they pull it over to like they add the THCA with the THC and they're just combining everything. And though granted the plant doesn't produce a lot of THC on its own, in the processes of handling, in the processes of what we're growing now, the conversion rate could be greater to where, again, maybe you see a 1% or a 2% even of THC where it's actually converted on the plant material itself. But they're adding those numbers together. So now if we're saying 45 and 2, now we're 47, where, okay, there's a 0.87 rule. If we're going to call THC THC, THCA is an acid form of, and it's decarboxylated. We all understand that. Decarboxylation is a process of removing one carbon atom from the molecular chain, and it activates. And in the process of removing one, we've removed 0.13% of the volume of that breakdown. So there is 0.87% left. And if you, I'll do it on a quick calculator, if you multiply 45 by 0.87, we immediately have 39.15. But when they claim, and they claim THC on their packaging, they don't claim THCA on their packaging. Well, they do have a section for THCA, but then they say a total number. And the total number, they add the two things together, not converting it to THC, which would be a more realistic representation. But in the case where the state is profiting based off of THC percentages, it's beneficial both for the state and the companies for these things to be fake numbers or inflated numbers. It benefits the state because they receive more taxes from it, and it benefits the company because they receive more sales based off of it, because the consumer's not educated enough to understand the different properties of the plant being as important as they are. So people are going in and seeing, well, what is your highest THC percentage? 46. I'll take it. They don't care if it's good or not. And then they end up going back and going, oh, this dispensary sucks. Or they point the blame at everybody else except for themselves. And it's not that you're to blame. It's that the information that you're being fed is incorrect. And I heard somebody today, it was actually pretty cool. He said, facts aren't that great. They don't mean as much as a truth. A fact is something that you can replicate through, through research. But if the research is out there and you can find bad facts, people are factualizing misinformation, then that's not good. So the truth behind everything is very measurable, and the public doesn't know it. The mass public doesn't know it. And I would venture to say, even some of the it doesn't benefit anybody to know these stats. It benefits the individual consumer, but on the level that I try to represent it all the time, methods of ingestion, different cannabinoids, so how much versus how much of the other, and then terpenoids. And cannabinoid ratio, all right, is how I believe it's the most beneficial. So how much THC versus how much CBD? And if we could start balancing this scale back out where the plant was naturally occurring in the way that it arguably used to be, granted, growing habits weren't as good. And we can see just through historical, at least the High Times history that we have to look through, which again, High Times was kind of the group that was willing to take photos and publish them and put on competitions for who is going to be the best. If we look back at cannabis from the 70s and the 80s, we can see just physically with our eyes that the growing processes or the harvesting processes aren't as up to snuff as today's standards. And because of that, was there less THC by a lot? Yes. But was there more CBD? And it doesn't have to be by a lot, because we're claiming that there is a percentage, 2%, 3% CBD in a lot of average strains. Granted, if we can put a ruderalis in there and kind of boost that CBD state, but so to move, I mean, in cannabis back in the 70s and 80s, you can see it in the stats. The highest that you would see is a 7% or an 8%, right? So a lot of it was 3-4%, which if CBD hasn't even decreased by a ton, I think that it probably has been because of the growing processes and everything's made to capture that THC molecule at the most pristine time, or the highest inflated time. So if we grab that molecule, then we profit more. That's what everybody's got prohibition against. But CBD, if it was 3% in the past and the best cannabis that we had was 3 or 4% or 7 or 8 even, we're 2 to 1, right? Now, if we had a 2 to 1, according to this stuff, 46%, right? We have to have 46% and a 23%er of CBD, which means that this plant is just one big crystal and rock of cannabinoids at this point, and we're damn near getting there. What's good, Guapo? No, exactly the point. 46% keef, which is the trichome knockoff of the plant for the most part, doesn't have 46% THC by volume. There's still enough plant material in keef for it not to reach over the 40s. So how does a flower with the plant material inside of it still, this doesn't make any sense. So it's not even that we have to be mathematicians or biologists or chemists or anything. You can just buy volume. It's simple structure of the thing. It just doesn't make sense. Get a little some type 3. That's all you need. Get a little type 3. Help you with your type 2. But I think recreational cannabis is ruining cannabis the plant, but it's also ruining cannabis the experience for a lot of folks. And you know, even for how goofy the story was, I was telling Guapo about this earlier. I listened to a Dope as Yola. It was just a little short that came through, and he was talking about how his neighbor came by, and he's some famous streamer or something, and he looked distraught, and it ends up being that the distraught that he seems to be visibly showing is because he said, well, I went to the hospital yesterday. He goes, oh no, what happened? And he goes, your carts, man. Well, and Dobajola's like, oh my god, my carts, whatever. Well, first of all, he has a Delta 9 hemp thing going on. Dobajola does. I don't know if he's white labeling anywhere or if he's gone through the extremes of getting a license of sorts to white label pretty much. But he said the guy took the cart and it was clogged, so he opened it up, and Dope was like, oh my god, you're not supposed to open those things up. They're not supposed to be opened up. It's almost this weird, like, propagandist reporter talk. Like, it's like, there's nothing wrong with opening a broken cart. You can literally do it. They have screw-on aspects of it. And he says, so the guy, like, messed with it. He poked it a few times, and he, like, scooped it out and put it in the thing. And then he didn't realize that when he went to go hit it the next time, he just sucked the whole contents of it in, according to what this story says. And then Dobajo was like, oh, yeah, you're not supposed to do that, dude. If you hit it, it's like a 0.00001% of the cart, which, if you just heard what I said, we're talking that this cart has 10,000 hits in it, which we all know that I don't give a fuck if it's the most janky Chinese fucking, salt fucking based vape cartridge. You're not getting 10,000 hits out of anything. So his terrible math mixed in with, oh, this guy then had such a terrible experience that he had to go to the hospital, and once the doctor finally found out that he it was all because of cannabis or whatever, he said, oh, that's it, then just get out of my office. And he said nothing was wrong then, everything was fine. And it's just weird that gets pushed out there still, especially by somebody with that amount of following in the cannabis space. I don't think that he's impacting the grandmas and grandpas or the medical field. I don't know that anybody in the world who is actively looking for cannabis to be a medicine for them, that they're going to Dope as Yola and going, oh my god, thanks for this information. Like, in the information's like, I brought $10,000 to the dispensary, see what I bring home type shit. It's clickbaity, Mr. Beast YouTube fucking algorithm garbage. But he's looked at as a professional on the stance, and his input definitely falls on far more ears. And I was talking to somebody recently, and they said, well, in the past when you worked at the dispensary, you were the professional. You were somebody that you did that as work, so people believed you. No matter what you said, you're the guy who works here, it's easier to believe you. As the fella sitting on YouTube ranting to the screen, it's far more difficult to take the professionalism out of it and to hear why you would be saying what you're saying. And I'm not... When it actually makes sense, I'm fully on board with what this fellow was talking to me about. And I just hope that at some point there's a realization amongst the masses who are actually trying to use this thing to better themselves. And it's not to be health or not. It's literally to be a betterment to yourself. Using abundance of THC might not be the answer. Are there instances where even mathematically and scientifically it makes more sense to increase your THC dose, 100%. But the pushing that the industry is doing, the crackification of this thing, the pushing everybody, hurry up, come back, loyalty programs, we need you here all the time, burn and turn, you can't be here for too long, you got to be one of the smart ones who puts your order in online before you get here, you have to know everything, and you should be able to pick this apart, and if you're good at this, if you've been coming here for a while, you better know that, like, duh, what's good and what's not good. And it's easy because of the information that we represent to you, and they believe it. They're trying to it's like almost indoctrination. They're literally trying to force this rhetoric of high THC, prettiest packaging, coolest fucking names, and past that, if you're looking for a couple of medical products, we have them available, but all of this is medicine. And I think that even for me preaching this, that prolonged use and most prolonged use is medical use, it's in context that makes sense. When it is needed for a medical benefit, especially symptom alleviation due to condition, longevity, or just having a condition at all, then you have a better claim to using a medicinal product, right? In a sense. But that's why I hate the words medicinal or recreational. And that's why I said I think we should do away with all recreational use. Doesn't make any sense. And taking the programs away, literally only leaving a medical program, would be more beneficial for the plant. It would be more beneficial for the consumer. And like, how hard is just go get the license? A lot of people would benefit from getting a medical license, but they have all of these false ideas about what implications having a medical license even means for you. So it's hard to tell people. The number one is that you're going to save a fuck ton of money. Arguably, if you spend enough money in your first visit, you can save enough money in one visit to a dispensary to pay for your entire medical card just in taxation alone. So doing the medical thing makes more sense for a lot more people. What product types would you recommend somebody with dementia? Consistent CBD is one of the big ones, but honestly, THC, and all of us can empathize with this idea too. THC can leave you sometimes going, huh? What? What were we just talking about? I don't remember. It almost has a cognitive interruption aspect of its own. So doing that doesn't make as much sense. I think CBD is a good thing. I think CBG is another. CBC, if you can get your hands on it. I think some of the CBs are probably more beneficial, and I think it's not bad for like a CBN nightcap. So you almost can avoid THC altogether in a dementia setting. But the one thing that I honestly have been enthralled by what's coming out in a medical setting for dementia, Alzheimer's, everything, is psilocybin use. It's the use of mushrooms for those conditions. You can look at a bunch of reports and a bunch of research that's going on in those fields right now, and it's not even just psilocybin. There's other mushrooms that are beneficial. Cordyceps, lion's mane, turkey tail, all of these things have positive neurological cleansing and connective properties as well. So, you know, there's plenty of things out there that I have seen do well, but if it's in the cannabis plant, we're talking CBD, CBG, CBC. And if we're struggling with sleep, because sleep pattern can really hurt all conditions, any neurological conditions can be massively set back by sleep deprivation or irregular sleep patterns. So a CBN to kind of regulate that could be awesome too. Well, and Brandon, that's the whole thing too. Who's gonna get the license? And people are not only it's what does it tie me to, right? Because now my insurance company knows that I use cannabis. Now I can't buy a firearm through a big box store because of cannabis. There's a lot of implications that come from it. It doesn't mean you can't own firearms. It doesn't mean that you can't, there's plenty of protections in having that license as well, but you're absolutely right. And without any big cases coming out, and there have been a few at the beginning of the medical program, there were a few instances where people got their doors knocked on and cops were talking about, give me your firearms or you're going to have to register or whatever the processes were. They also, with a medical license, there was a couple of instances of people getting their cannabis taken from them still because you're not supposed to possess and drive. Now, this was back at the beginning, but it's just it's not been good for it. Now, granted, in the state that we live, it gives you growing rights, which protects you in a different way, where now we start to measure the good from the bad, and the good can outweigh the bad. If you're a dispensary user, having a medical card, it's like the fast pass, right? Like, you just do it. It can have implications, though, so you're absolutely right, Brandon. Oh, shit. Well, Brandon, it's not that I'm against that either, but I think that some less intense experiences can have very beneficial results as well. And I think that low dosing psilocybin has the same medical properties that I think most prolonged users of cannabis are looking for, which is kind of that cognitive fuck it all. It's that general well-being feeling. It can be awfully beneficial to like your just mood and psyche altogether, but also your physical existence. It does help reduce inflammation, and it does act as like an analgesic. There's plenty of benefit to those things that aren't just the intoxication that come from it. And whilst we are as scared as we are of intoxication, and we're not really scared of intoxication, the fact that ADD medication and ADD prescription is what it is. It's prescribed in the youth, like we all know that it is, and the prescription of it's methamphetamines, right? So it's amphetamines. That's what we give to children to settle them down because they're not calm enough. We're giving them amphetamine. We're giving them meth, for fuck's sake. Right? Is it processed different than the stuff inside Walter White's shop? Yeah. Not by a fuck ton. Are the opiates that are given to people much different than the heroin or poppy or the opium that is out it being, consumed in the wild? Not by a lot, What is Dilaudid? What is fentanyl? What are all of these things? And it's not that I think in some instances all of these things I think have their place, and it makes sense, right? Like, so all of us are on the same page. What I'm trying to say is, like, if you had your arm cut off, okay, smoking a joint isn't going to be the pain relief that you're looking for. It's not going to be the mental shutdown that some of these other uh intoxicants and or slash medicines can do for you. So, you know, Brandon, I appreciate you sharing that bit of things. I I watched a lot of people benefited by the use of cannabis, and when it hits that close to home, um you would do anything, right? And it's not like the implications of not buying a gun don't weigh as heavily as like you can get out of that wheelchair. And it's the hardest it's one of the weirdest things that people are both judged and restricted based off of their use of cannabis. It's something that we do behind closed doors, and it's something that doesn't hurt anybody else. I just don't. Yeah. It's what works. That's it, Guapo. Yeah. Facts. But yeah, no, I'm obviously somebody who cares greatly for the proper representation of this plant. I don't think that I'm any better than anybody. I don't think that I'm not as accredited as a lot of people. My experiences are very anecdotal, and they're very it was a lot of one-on-one. We weren't allowed to have anybody involved, and I wasn't able to record the instances. So it's my recanting of these stories, but I watched enough happen one-on-one and past that in family settings and everything also, where it only makes sense for more people to have access and understand what this thing has to offer, for an individual. It's not for everybody. I think one of my biggest things, it's not an everybody thing. And nobody's trying to paint it as that either. Yeah, Brandon, 100%. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed that shit, Brandon. But that's also a big factor in why I think doing away with recreational programs would arguably be beneficial. Leave possession, allow people to still be adults and possess cannabis, but do the same thing that they did for the fucking medical or for the introduction of this program into this state, and just turn your head to where the fuck it comes from. And if you can't turn your head to where it comes from, put a arbitrary limit to the amount of plants that everybody can grow. I think 5 is too little. I think, it's crazy that a cultivation center can grow tens of thousands of plants, and they're allowed to reap benefit and then also help the taxation portion of it, the theft side of things, go on while people who are trying to provide for themselves a means of comfort are being imprisoned and caged over it. Seems crazy, but yeah. Yeah, a lot of unnecessary regulation. Yeah, coffee and cannabis are similar. Just yeah, yeah. I mean, you're 100% right. Um, and they allow um, yeah, yeah. It's. I just think what I'm thinking about now is how many people are still incarcerated for this thing. How many dumb laws that actually exist out there that aren't rooted in any level of comprehension. It's typically fear-based, and for that to be somehow interpreted as law or the rule seems like the weirdest thing to me. That we still aren't able to just look at it and go, okay, well, that doesn't make sense, right? But I also, yeah, I don't, I won't go off the deep end, but I will. Been listening to a lot of, y'all know game theory? The prisoner's dilemma. There was a study done, and I'm not gonna rant too much on it because I don't know the guy's name. It's Alan or Alex or some. Anyway, a fella did a thing back in the day where, so game theory is scenarios and possibilities of all outcomes, right? And it's the idea of, okay, if we had let's say there was a prize under a box sitting in between you and I, and it's what's the most beneficial outcome, okay, through the game. Now let's assume if the game was, if we open the box, there's a undisclosed sum of cash in there, okay? If both of us agree, we will split the prize and share the money. If we both take the money, nobody gets it. If we both say we want it for ourselves and the other person doesn't get any, then nobody gets the money. And if one person says I want it and the other person says we'll split it, the person who says I want it gets the entire sum. You're more benefited to just say I'll take the money every time. And for a lot of us, we're like, that doesn't make, why would we do that when if we could just split and everybody would get money, right? But in game theory, splitting could give you some, but not a lot. Taking it gives you everything, but splitting could also give you none. So splitting has the potential of none and less, where taking has the only potential of all. So like in a theory of game, you're arguably more benefited by just saying I'll take it. So a guy did a study where he allowed everybody the opportunity to send in their different styles of gameplay. And the gameplay was going to be, we're for it or we're against it, okay? For it is something good. We're all, if it was thumbs up and both people were thumbs up, they got 3 coins. If one was thumbs up and the other was thumbs down, the thumbs down got 5 maybe. And if it was, what's the other one? 2 thumbs down, then each person only got 1 coin. And they measured this out over 200 rounds per each. And there was 32 different strategies put in. And some of them were like, every third one will do a negative, or we'll go negative the whole way through, or we'll go thumbs up the whole way through in hopes to split no matter what. The theory that wins in game theory is tit for tat, kind of eye for an eye, right? And it is that if we start with thumbs up, we both throw thumbs up, then the next time the tit for tat will throw a thumbs up, okay? And if this person throws a thumbs down, then on the next round, the tit for tat will throw a thumbs down, and depending on what the new person does, right, or the other person does. Now, if they go thumbs up again, then tit for tat, the next round will go up. And it just follows whatever the one person did the whole time. And what ends up happening is this, like, leveling out of things. If you go thumbs down the entire time, a lot of these things are going to go, well, the hell with that. I'll just keep doing thumbs down. We'll get 1 point every time for this whole entire thing, right? Because I'm just going to go thumbs down. I'm not going to let you do negative to me always. And if you do thumbs up all the time and you split the entire time, if we go 199 rounds and then on the last round I go thumbs down, then I get that edge, and now I've won theoretically. So the back and forth, the 1 for 1, I think that's kind of the tit for tat is kind of the way. What's up, Dr. Dank Nugs? My man. I think the tit for tat, the back and forth, is something that would be beneficial, right? To all portions of life. But the thing is a lot of us are existing in a space where thumbs down is what you continually get. Inability to grow, high tax rates, medical facilities, only 50 of them out of the 300 that exist. Rates keep climbing. Fucking, though there's some price compression, the rates for quality, the mid section, prices have compressed. Shit that kind of sucks, prices have compressed. Quality continually gets a little bit more expensive. There's a lot of aspects in the cannabis space that in game theory, it's going towards a negative space where eventually the consumer has to throw another thumbs down towards the industry to make it so that the industry can correct itself. And how do you do that? And the honest answer is to stop consuming recreational cannabis. It just doesn't make sense. If you're willing to support some systems because they work a little bit better and you feel a little bit more comfortable, bang for your buck, whatever, I think it's all just existing in the space that you feel the most comfortable with. But in the space that we're in right now, Illinois specifically, we're getting a lot of thumbs downs, and we just keep everybody's 2 thumbs up at them. Oh, we're okay. Stick it to us, man. Hey, at least we get the opportunity to buy it. Hey, at least it's coming from, at least it's not sprayed with a bunch of chemicals. You don't know that. At least it's fucking, at least it's gonna be some good shit. You don't know that. At least if something goes wrong with it, I can take it back to the dispensary, or not take it back into the dispensary, but I can argue my point that there was a defective product and I might have a better chance. But you also always don't know that either. Like, there's a lot of aspects of this industry that are not set up for anybody to win except for the people who are cultivating it and then obviously taking the taxes from it. The tax collector always benefits because they do nothing and they get something. And in the instance of like Illinois cannabis, they're getting 300 plus million somethings every year, and what we're getting out of it is nothing. The representation's getting worse, the quality of product's getting worse, the availability of product is getting worse, the product that's actually coming out of the places too, the THC rich, garbage, faked, not true, numbered bullshit is really not good either. And it's hurting the consumer, but it's hurting the market also. And I think that just doing away with it altogether until you can figure out how to do it in a beneficial way makes a lot more sense than to allow it to get all the way to the point where it breaks. Because if it breaks altogether, that's not good. If it breaks to the point where medical people aren't allowed access to the thing anymore, that could be bad. That's why I'm saying keep possession laws in place, but undo the programs. And I don't think that they ever will. I think that what I'm saying is just some funny business, but especially with the people on the top getting bigger and the people on the bottom getting further away from ever opening their businesses, dumping more and more money into it to have less and less of a benefit. And it's sad. It's unfortunate because I know some people who've dumped their entire life savings, their pensions, their 401ks. They've just cashed everything out. They've taken another mortgage out on their house. They've done all of the things so that they could enter this market with this delusion of grandeur, this delusion of profit, or but that's not it. Not. Thank Nugs. Sleep well, my brother. Good to see you. Oof, the last time I went to an Illinois dispensary, I spent $75 on 3 joints and they didn't get me. They probably ran like hell. They probably were in some old stale papers that haven't been, they've been sitting in a jar for 8 months, 10 months. Yeah, dude, that's the kind of thing that we're running into where we're putting in organic product into a package and saying that it's perfectly fine to be just sitting there for a year plus. This doesn't make sense. Illinois Collective has some good stuff. IC has some good stuff. And again, I think honestly, most cultivators have some good stuff. I don't want to tell you that all of it, or, because, and I don't even want to put my name on much of what's good anymore, because from day to day, they're going downhill, Oh, Brandon. I watched a guy take a lot of money from his retirement and put it into MedMen stock, because MedMen, or no, what is it? Medicine Man? Medicine Man? That was it. Medicine Man was going to purchase Pharmacan, and he put tens of thousands of dollars into this stock because he figured, if nothing else, it's a quick flip. Their stock's going to go up overnight. They're acquiring $675 million. They're acquiring multiple cultivations, tons of fucking dispensaries, and their footprint's just going to get bigger no matter what, so it'll be a quick flip. And before he could even blink, the stock price had tanked. And pretty much you're unable to sell anything. You're not able to liquidate anything. I watched it a couple of times. Very sad. This is a organic grow, you're saying? Drop up. Oh, yeah, Illinois' first legal living soil craft grow. Good for them. That's cool.
like foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you, and I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you.
That's cool.
No, I don't wanna fall in
Yeah, and
love. This world is only company.
my hopes are only that,
I don't wanna fall in love. This world is only company.
let's see. My biggest hopes are that the people, well, it's the same thing as always, but in regards to all of what I'm talking about, it's that the people who most need cannabis or would most benefit from the use of cannabis know what its benefits would be.
Dream of you.
And
What a wicked thing to say.
when I personally saw
Never felt this way.
50 plus conditions come through the door, each one of them individual, even within their condition class, find a benefit from this plant without ramifications in the long run, making them any worse off than where they were. It doesn't take much to go, okay, well, I'm convinced there.
The world was on fire.
But it's, my only thing is that everybody who deserves it or who thinks that they might benefit from it actually get the access. I'm hopeful. I'll keep talking about it until ideally people like Dope as YOLO don't talk about his neighbors sucking down, however much a half gram of concentrate of some distillate is going to cause him heart palpitations and to go to the hospital because he carries such fire product, pretty much is what it felt like. And we have a collective understanding that the individual who's benefiting from it doesn't need to have an explanation or a reason or a condition for them to feel good. I think you should be allowed to feel good. And I'm the first one to tell you your feelings are your problems. On a very different state than this. When it comes to you feeling bad because of physical pains and, then it only makes sense that your feelings be taken care of and it even taken into consideration, because I think that's the other thing too, is people aren't taken seriously, and the answer in Western medicine is to continually up the dose. And that's terrifying, and it kills more people than it doesn't. So, it kills more people than it needs to. Let's say that it doesn't, because upping dosages to find your sweet spot can be a reality, but this constant progression of the most aggressive, fentanyl, to push the limits of fentanyl while we know what the LD50 is, doesn't make any sense at all. So anyway, rant over. I love cannabis. I think that everybody should at least understand it and know it at the rate that would benefit them if you started to feel bad because of especially a medical condition. Who's the GC? Oh, the general contractor. Okay, I got you. Yep. Do away with legal cannabis, I think. No, do away with recreational cannabis. Maintain legal cannabis. Allow people to possess. Yeah. Yep. Anyway. Uh-oh. Wow. North Carolina hasn't legalized pot. Now it faces a $3 billion problem. People in North Carolina spent an estimated $3.2 billion on illicit marijuana in 2022, according to a report. Yeah. But in North Carolina, how many people live in North Carolina? Find out. How many people live in North Carolina? 11 million. Oh, that's pretty good. How many people live in Illinois? 12.7 million. Oh. Well, see, so they got a $3.2 billion problem. Illinois is selling about 1 point. Well, shit, after the real numbers came out, what is it? It's sub 1.5. So more than half of the market, because you'd imagine that there's pretty average of a cannabis use rate from state to state. And as we can see here, 12.7 million people, sixth most populous state in the U.S. This thing here, so if we measured that against North Carolina, and their $3 billion problem, let's assume we've got a little bit more than that, okay? A tenth more, you know, 3.5 billion, okay? Well, 1.5 billion of it is spent in Illinois at dispensaries. So they haven't even captured half of the market. We know we send hundreds of millions of dollars across state borders, whether it's to Ohio, fucking Missouri, or whether it's Michigan or whatever it is. We're sending troves of people overstate with different prices. So I don't know. It's kind of wild. Oh, nice. That's dope, Guap. Police dog named Hulk sniffs out 48 tons. Listen, never mind. I'll hold it back. 48 tons of marijuana. That's a lot. It's 96,000 pounds. Is that what we're looking at? But see, that's my whole point, is that there's so much of it being produced. It's not even being consumed at the rate that it's being produced. And the thing that they're producing it for isn't what would benefit the people who would use it. So I think that it's just, you know, let's put the tinfoil hats on. Is it at the end of the day, is it some level of control factor where they're like, yeah, we'll just let them all overdo it on THC, and if it ends up causing them health problems, well, then our healthcare system benefits from it, and, you know? Anyway. Washington employer fired me for smoking cannabis in my free time. What laws say? That is all very dependent. That you definitely can be fired for the use of cannabis. You can still be drug tested and held liable for instances that would protect a company if they have it in their handbooks and in their whatever. So be very careful. Know your company's policies and stuff before you consume too. Brandon, thanks again for everything, brother. It's always good having you in here chatting it up. I really do appreciate you. Cannabis sales are rising as alcohol declines. Good for all of you. The far less intoxicating. Oh, the DOJ funds a marijuana breathalyzer research. Oh, how about that? Yeah, I don't really need to see it.
Sometimes the very thing you're looking for is the one thing you can't see.
Oh,
Sometimes the snow,
Kentucky. Where's my boy Gare Bear at?
sometimes the sun goes round the moon.
Gary, Kentucky.
Just when I thought our chance had passed, you go
Gonna
and
save the best for last.
You went and saved the best for last.
They're just pretty much saying things are getting a little bit bigger. Nearly 20,000 Kentuckians are medical marijuana card holders after the program established in 2025. Good for them. Oh, 8 dispensaries open for business and 1 processor. Wow, 8 cultivators. Okay, here we go. 2 safety compliance facilities. How about that? I don't even know what the fuck a safety compliance facility is. It's probably like the IDPH or whatever the hell they are. 1 processor. How about it? And 8 dispensaries. 8 cultivators, 8 dispensaries. Wonder how vertically integrated that program is, huh? You're the man, Brandon. I can't thank you enough, dude. Hope to see you next week. Hopefully we see you at the seed swap this Saturday in the Quad Cities. If you didn't check out the Two Dope Dudes episode this week, you should check it out, where we talk to Dag from the grow shop hosting.
We have the capacity, but do we possess the resolve to treat each person with dignity?
You'll find out the address and everything there. Hopefully we see a lot of you, or hopefully we see any of you.
Polarization and discord threaten to pull us apart. We must rise above and see the common threads that bind us together.
Oh, Rhode Island judge stops the lottery. There you go. This happens in every state now. Once Illinois did it the first time, well, then everybody else has got to follow suit. Oh, e-news. Attend a panel discussion on cannabis April 15th. Doctor's immunity on medical cannabis? What the fuck is that? What is doctor's immunity? Oh, immunity from prosecution if they recommend medical marijuana as a treatment was revoked by a sponsor of the legislature Tuesday night. Holy shit. Why? Kavanaugh. They withdrew it because other lawmakers made too many changes and did not accept the good provision that he suggested. The bill has been hijacked by people who are disingenuous. Oh yeah, we know about that. The bill no longer makes sure that kids can get access to medicine. Damn it. I like John Kavanaugh. Well, I don't know. Somebody might go, oh, you don't know. I don't know, actually. I just like this part of it right here. Yeah, give them access. All right. Unfortunate. Whoa. Aurora man facing weapons and cannabis charges following investigation? Oh, let's look at that. No. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh, this thing. Don't you want my dang weed? An Aurora man is facing weapons and cannabis charges. April 6th, Kendall police executed a search warrant in Aurora. Cannabis investigation. 2,000 grams of illegal cannabis and other cannabis products, Illinois State Police said in the release. What is the... Hold on. How much THCA cannabis can you, or hemp can you possess in Illinois? Yeah, this is that though. While THCA hemp with less than is technically legal federally, Illinois law often treats high THCA flower as marijuana. There is no under Illinois law, cannabis is considered legal if it's purchased through regulated licenses. Point 3 must contain no more. Oh, so there's still not. No, THCA, it's legal, it's federally legal. So there's no limitation. It's only based off of that. Who was I talking to earlier that tried to tell me? Who was it? They're like, no, you can only have 30 grams of THCA flower. And I said, that is not true. Because all things considered, yeah, and the hemp side of things, it's federally legal. It supersedes. Now, granted, yeah, I think you're right. All right, let me go back. 2,000 grams. That is in one container. That is one. It's not even one container. Well, what's was it 448, 456, something like that? No. The hell? 2,000 divided by 456. Four and a half almost. You guys ever realize, and I've said it a bunch of times, well, they say, I think 5, I don't remember what the what the number was, but they keep like preaching this like 5,000 grams or 2,500 grams or something like that is going to be the threshold for like felony charges or something. I mean, let's find out. What are the charges and felony classes of possession of cannabis in Illinois? What are the different weights that you be in each different class? Oh, it didn't like what I had to say. What are the different weights and classes of felony for cannabis possession in Illinois? Or misdemeanor? What are the charges? All right. More than 30, less than 100. See, this is the big one. Over 5,000 grams, class 1 felony, 4 to 15 years in prison, up to $25,000 in fine. All of these, all the way to the lowest one, more than 30 grams and under 100, is up to $25,000 in fines, which that's ridiculous. And then this increase in prison time, it's kind of weird that you, for your class 4 felony, so what it, more than subsequent offense. Okay. So it's the same thing. Okay, so class 4, if you, 1 to 3 years, 1 to 3 years, same thing. 100 to 500. So why doesn't it just say 30 to 100? But if it's a subsequent, which means that you get another. So okay. Oh, your first time, up to 1 year, first offense, class A misdemeanor. Second time, class 4 felony, and then above that goes into. But a class 1 felony is over 5,000 grams. And this is, see, this is the thing that sucks for that guy that we were just reading about there. Around 2,000 grams. Well, we're talking about the difference of two categories here. Is it a class 3 felony possession because it's under, or is it a class 2 felony possession because it's over 2,000? And these little tinkerings or these towings around of different things, it kind of sucks. Look at this, cultivate, just so we all know. Cultivation, adults, non-medical cultivating 5 or fewer plants face a civil violation and a maximum $200 fine. Cultivating more than 5 plants is a felony. So, and this is saying cultivating, okay? So in the process of growing, you're still just a civil disturbance, but, hey, this sucks, this multiple thing. Well, yeah. And if we're this close to just calling things civil disturbances, why not just let that threshold through and say, okay, if you're growing and you're, oh shit, you guys can't even see this shit. I finally just brought it back up. I'm an a-hole. This is what I was talking about. There's subsequent offense. So your first offense of above 30 grams but under 100 is a class A misdemeanor with up to a year penalty / imprisonment. The second time you get caught with over 30 but under 100, it's a class 4 felony with 1 to 3 years. And then anything 100 grams to 500 grams, class 4 felony. You can get this covered by a medical card, or you can get, theoretically, you can get this covered by a medical card, right? The bot, you can get all of it because you're allowed to keep what you grow after you've grown it under a medical license. So, but yeah, as this says right here, adults non-medical cultivating 5 or fewer plants face a civil violation and a maximum $200 fine. Cultivating more than 5 plants is a felony. So, I wonder if we can figure this out really quick. What is the different felony charges or misdemeanor charges in Illinois for cultivation of cannabis? At what levels per plant count? If we get the same thing. 5 plants or less, civil violation if 21 or older, punishable by fines of $100 to $200. More than 5 plants, this is a felony offense. Class 4 felony, 1 to 3 years in prison, up to $25,000 fine. This is the same as that possession over 100 grams but under 500, or the second offense of over 30 but under 100. More than 20 and less than 50 is a class 3 felony, 2 to 5 years, 25,000. 50 to 200, it's a class 2 felony, and this is kind of following the scale that we just followed for possession, but there are for possession. But this one here, so they're talking over 200 plants, you got a class 1 felony. So if you produced, but the thing is, how would they then, so they're assuming that there's 25, wait, because 5 would be 1,000, and then times 5 would be 5,000. So they're assuming that there's only 25 grams of flower on each of these plants. And if you grew over 25 grams of flower on each plant, would it then go back into, because I would imagine they would, I mean, you're going to cut it down, right? Well, then would they try to lump it into some level of possession charge? Right here, over 5,000. Either one of them sucks. The felonious charges is kind of trash. Mr. Rourke, what's good, my brother? Yeah, Mr. Rourke. I like your good preaching right there. I accept it. Preach, brother. It is honestly massively beneficial. Medical versus recreational. If a registered medical patient grows more than 5 plants, they lose their immunity and are subject to the same penalties as recreational growers. Location, growing in public view or not in a locked space can enhance charges. Oh, Jesus.
Embroidered strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, live by the sea, and falling in
What's good, Gawani? No, I ain't growing.
the magic dragon, live by the sea, and falling in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Together they would travel
Oh, this is cool.
with billow sail.
New state bill with double amount of cannabis you can buy and ease industry regulations. That would be huge for all. Every market would benefit from this. Even fucking Washington and their multi-pound possession, or Oregon, or wherever the multi-pound possession shit's at, they would benefit from this, right? Like, yeah.
Dragon lives forever, but not so little boys. Painted wings and giant's wings make way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more. And Puff, that mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roll. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer
Healy's signature would give her control of the Cannabis Commission.
without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff, that mighty dragon, sadly slipped into his cave. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea, and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff, the magic
Wow, discounting cannabis products at your business? Make sure to calculate the tax correctly. Uh-oh. Yeah, and this is the whole thing. Bad, imprisonment. Where is the, like, hey, we found out the cannabis benefits X, Y, or Z. Cannabis industry still struggling. How about some more bills? Our friend Chi-Town Hi-Fi sent me some stuff today too that was talking about cannabis hyperemesis, and somebody was like, we got to stop pretending that it doesn't exist and that it's something. And without us having a direct correlation for why cannabis hyperemesis is happening, and it's not because of abundant THC, though there is a factor of there being that, what are the chances that it is because of what's sprayed on these plants and what pesticides or growth hormones or whatever, right? Because that would make a massive difference in what the final product would be, especially if it's heavy metals or something that we're inhaling, because this is one of the most abundantly inhaled products. It could be massively detrimental to the gut biome and what are the causes of cannabis hyperemesis. I also, I think it comes full circle to what I was talking about earlier. Get rid of these cannabis programs because all they're doing is perpetuating this THC rich, and like I said, they're crackifying it. They're making it so that you want to come back all the time. Come get more. Come get more. Come get more. We're gonna keep making it stronger, stronger, stronger for you because you've got to chase this dragon with this thing. And that's not what cannabis is. It's not how it should be used. And for the people who are stuck using it that way, I feel bad for them because there is so much more benefit than that. You know, I haven't made a song in here in so long. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna do right now. I don't think it is, but I was just thinking about it while listening to this Macho Grams. We used to make some bangers in here, some incredible tunes. We also, whilst playing fucking rap battles, we used to make some hilarious music in here too. We should get back to the roots someday. Do that shit. You know what? Smoke this. Cheers to everybody out there. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging and rapping about this plant that I love so much. We're only 11 days away. 11 days from 420. Oh my god, the holiday. Everybody gets so ready to kick down the doors and go stand in massive lines for some extra savings. It's not really extra savings, it's the same savings as always. You just got to catch them at the right part of the month. Maybe instead of 30% off, you might get 40% off, which means you might actually pay under the theoretical sale price, assuming it's, you know, $60 product and you're getting 40% off. You got 24 bucks off comparatively to 30 bucks off where you get the 18 off, but then you get taxed 35% after it. You get taxed 35% after the 40% ding or the deduction, but you saved like 5% under, and it might even be a little bit more because the sale price comes off before the tax price goes in. So, 30% of what would it be? 36, right? Is it's $10.80, where the deduction of 40 gave you 24. So you know what I mean? There is some saving. Just don't go. It's a great song. Yeah. Seymour, I like basic calculations. You ever remember? Nah, this is just me going into the deep vault here. Be for people who've been around for a while. Biz once, this was during back in the day, some math talks. PEMDAS came up, PEMDAS, whatever you want to call it. And then he said SOHCAHTOA as well. And I didn't know what the hell SOHCAHTOA was, but then I do know what it is, and I did know what it was. But it took me playing on an app yesterday. Brilliant. I don't know if y'all fuck with it. It's weak without the full subscription to it. But it's sine, cosine, and tangent. SOHCAHTOA. Sine, opposite, hypotenuse, cosine, adjacent, hypotenuse, and tangent. Uh, opposite, adjacent. Anyway, I hope there's at least one person who understands trig in here. It was like, you sound dumb saying it, but you're right. That's what I'm hoping. I let a man be hopeful, okay? Golly. I do like math. You know why? Because it's... You can prove it. It's not a... it's not a fact as much as it is a truth. We're rooted in... Our beings are rooted in this deep search for truths. I think that seeking the truth is probably more biblical and seeking facts is more academic. Man, I should hit this thing again. I've gone off the deep end. What the hell I'm talking about over here. Fire though. Cheers again. One more time. Cheers, y'all. Love you. Thank you. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all are feeling great. If you're not feeling great, cannabis has potential of making you feel better. There are some, you know, I know there's a lot going on in the world. That's the other thing too. I think it's hard maybe to just, okay, man, I've heard a lot about cannabis in my life. Is that what I need to hear about now? Whilst bombs and things, you know? Yeah, I hear you. But I like to keep talking about the potential positives more than the potential really bads. And it already is really bad, so it's not even potential anymore. Yeah, what the fuck yeah. I watched something the other day. I do make some shirts. It's been a while. I think Christmas was the last time I made some shirts this year. I wasn't even this year. How about that? So yeah, Christmas. But I still have the potential.
There are many positions I disagree with passionately, but that does not justify taking drastic measures to silence others' voice. Such actions only breed discord and are, quite frankly, a disservice to the progress of our society.
Wow.
Leadership, on all fronts, has a responsibility to guide with integrity and set a tone that transcends the rhetoric of division that has become all too common. My father used to say, and I firmly hold on to this belief, that we must master the art of nonviolence or risk moving towards a dire future of non-existence.
Ganja Toker, what's good, dude? Golly. Holy shit, Wasco. What's good, dog? Holy shit. Dear Bear. What's good, Gare? Happy Thursday, Dow. We were just talking about the Kentucky program. There's more going on. 8 dispensaries, 8 cultivators, 1 processor, 2 compliance offices, and only 1 fucking Gary's attention that they should be fighting for. But you got a lot of them fighting for your attention right now, dude. Golly. Ganja or Wasco, is our friend Biz doing okay? Is he less sick now? I mean, I know he's like sick. You know what I mean? Disgusting. But I'm talking about like sick. Time for some Daberinos. I was just puffing the pan. Maybe I could actually pack another one. Yep. Not worth checking in on. I get it. As far as you know. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it's dab o'clock. I'm going with chooch o'clock. Little vaporizer. If you can't stand the heat, vaporizer. You know what I mean? Okay. That's good, Wasco. I talked to him the other day, too. He was mad that I didn't check in from the time that I got home from Michigan, which was days ago. But, you know, WTF. Oh, let's go, Kev! Congratulations, dude. Oh, I would love to see my buddy. He's going to have to take a little while before he does, but man, I like that guy so much, honestly. It's crazy how cool. There are some really neat people, especially in this community. Right here in the Peacekeepers, greatest of the people, but just in cannabis in general, man, we really do got some badasses out there. Wasco gets it. Yeah, and you know what, Wasco, I mean, I think you know, I hope I'm number one, okay? Let me tell you, I don't know if any of you, and I hope all of you that know what I'm talking about also got hit up and talked to, but I got a phone call the other day from Hunter. This is me trying to claim that I'm the number one, which is funny, but I got a phone call. It was from Biz's number, but it was Hunter. Hey, I'm graduating. Come to my graduation party. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, sounds good to me. I said, well, thanks for calling me first, dude. He said, I didn't call you first. I said, well, what number was I? And he said, oh, you're number 8. I said, for sure? I said, who are the first 7? My grandma, my grandpa, my cousin, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin, my grandma. And I was like, what? I am number 1. I fucking better be. Yeah, 100%. That's what's happening, Guapo. He's gonna be a young man. There's no need to feel down. You get out of high school. Yep. That's a fact, Guap. A little opportunity and a little show up. A little bit of both. Oh yeah, hell yeah, Gary. Just a fister. A Sibian with a fister on it. I'm so sorry. I did. Alright. Last one to laugh. We're gonna play. Oh, you guys ever watch that show? Fucking killer. Here we are. Oh, Ganja, I feel it. He said the fister. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Lord, I apologize. Well, it's not free. You know, you should pay more for that. He said they don't even make those for that. Oh, shit. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's a piston machine. Yeah. Well, they started off with Sawzalls, but then that didn't have enough strength. So yeah, we gotta have a whole fucking train wheel. I don't know where this conversation's going. It's nowhere good, okay? Ah, golly. Golly. Show him how... Dude, Ganja, did you just say show him how the sausage is made because you've watched fucking Last One to Laugh? Nice. What a good show. Anyway. Oh, Ganj. Oh, what a good show. What a fucking hilarious... British people are fucking funny, dude. I think maybe what makes it funnier, too, is I don't understand half the shit going on, man. It's just... It's your interpretation of the things, too. It could be what makes it even funnier. I don't know. Moral of the story, great show. Last One to Laugh. Y'all need to do it. Fight for your life. You can see, look, my temperature's going up. And it better go all the way up before the battery dies.
What he said? He said he a thriller. He said he a gangster. He said he a clown. He said he got pounds. He said he shot. What's his name? He said.
Golly, now I got thrown off. I don't even know what the fuck I was. Was I supposed to be talking about something good? Also, probably got thrown off by double smacking these pens. I have not been smoking that much lately. My tolerance is coming back, and I'm unbelievably grateful for it. Not having a cannabis tolerance can suck. I just want all of you to know how grateful you should be for your tolerance. Gary, did you send me some yet, dude? No. I was 15s with my gun in school. Ask Reggie, I was 15s out your throbbing shit. Ask Tony if a dummy said a wick ain't real, then he smoke in the air. Oh, that's what's happening now, Gawani. You're right. Don't talk about it, be about it. Yep. Precisely. I think that was the throw me off part there, Seymour. Last One Laughing. You should watch it. The Canadian version? Man, let me tell you. Not good. You know who's not funny? Canadians. Some of them, a little bit humorous. But, man, what a miss that was. And I can say it. I've got some Canadian blood in me. If you're Canadian, you got pissed off by it. You know, what are you talking about, eh? All right, there it goes. Cheers. Love y'all. No, I don't want that. Gary! Where'd you go? I miss you so. This should turn into a bop. Oh. There's something about it. It's just, it hits different. There's more, I don't know. What's it called? cheesy pancakes or something. The flour that's in here, nice. Oh, this is a song I made about Yahtzee.
This game is a blast, me and you.
Wani. Hi, brother.
I'd like to tell you the strangest secret in the world.
Oh. Did y'all know about the strangest secret in the world?
Long ago, Albert Schweitzer, the great doctor and Nobel Prize winner,
It's the constant and never-ending realization of a worthy ideal.
asked him, Doctor,
You know what that is for me? Talking about this plant, getting it out there for all the medical patients.
men simply don't think. And it's about this
Sean
that I
Whitney,
want to
happy
talk
Thursday, brother. Hi to you as well. No, this is Earl Nightingale. The strangest secret. I do, if y'all want to listen to it, this right here, this little 31 minute and 38 second reading of The Strangest Secret. Oh. Oh, I wanna hear the other person's version. I promise you, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. This is what made me quit my job back in the day. Because I think that there's a bigger picture that we're just not looking at. And I assume that
Not long ago,
me just talking about it as publicly as I possibly can
doctor and Nobel Prize
might
winner,
get the message across faster than me going one by one with people. And that might be true or not true. I mean, hopefully we're doing the Project 21. We're just passing it by the, magnitude of 3 every time. And, yeah, that's it.
the great doctor, was silent a moment, and then he said, men simply don't think. And it's about this that I want to talk with you.
Worthwhile, I will say. Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale, every one of you. Mr. Rourke, it'll come out of my mouth every once in a while. Project 21, the fucked up thing is the way things are going, we may be sooner at Project 20 than not. Project 21 is 3 people telling 3 more people who tell 3 more people 21 times down a row before we've connected with everybody in the world.
In a world of so much question, what is the next direction? Is it a new religion or an AI politician that makes us understand who we are? And what's the plan? Can we join
Here, I'm looking at
everyone
Messenger
together?
right now.
Living happy hand in hand. No more bombs to prove a point. Perhaps sit back and smoke a joint. Everyone identity politicking, not sure who they are or who they are tricking. Is it you or is it me?
Yep.
One thing for sure, I'm no pretender.
Here, that's what I'm on.
Let me whip out my gender. Let me whip out my gender.
I'm sitting actively. I remember this song now that it just said that. That's... Man, I don't remember this song very well.
In a world of so much question, what is the next direction? Is it a new religion or an AI politician?
But yeah, Project 21, it's a little pay it forward of peace and love and understanding and acceptance. Really my... That's what I think. I get lost sometimes in between the idea of wanting to help people understand cannabis, because I genuinely know the benefit of it and how it can help so many in so many different ways. But I also have this like thing where I'm like, can we all just talk about it? Like everything. How is it that we're still so incapable of having a conversation that we're bombing people and shit? And you know, I listened to something the other day, and it's one of them feel goods, but it actually, you know, it's a feel good YouTube video, but it's like, are you like this? Do you kind of work this way? And it said something to the effects of, you know, it was like 10 ways that you could be this, and I checked every one of the fucking boxes, but it said something to the effects of, can you, it's like empathy, essentially, you know, like without the ability to fucking have a adult conversation and find a place of like acceptance and shit, like how the hell are we ever gonna overcome this? But it talked about like this level of intelligence where it actually like hurts your the way you think. It hurts you physically to see people not connecting in communication, like and that to me is I think that's like what I feel like. It's so weird, and I think maybe more people sharing this than not, and maybe some people just turn it off. They go, okay, well, I don't want to pay attention to the war because I have no desire to be in war. And wouldn't it, I mean, aren't we benefited, you know, how privileged or grateful are we because of all of that to begin with? But it's not to go, okay, well, I don't want to surround myself and get overwhelmed by what's going on, because there's a lot of very overwhelming stuff going on. But just knowing that there is so much conflict and turmoil that we can't have a conversation that would prevent us from having to drop bombs and shit still. It hurts me in a different way. You know, there is a genuine, like, it psychologically can play a massive toll. And I think for everybody who understands the real capacity of what even the current war that is going on, that our country, our great country, right, the place that keeps us safe from dealing with the war, is a part of a war. And, you know, ask me, I don't think we need to be in it. It doesn't make sense when you play out all levels of game theory, when you play out all levels of political fucking power or economic whatever. None of it makes fucking sense. So the fact that there is no purpose for the destruction and the death ultimately, oh man, does it grips you. And I mean, maybe, you know, like I said, just unsubscribe to it and it's all fucking fine. It doesn't have to be, but the impacts are starting to be felt, in a weird way. For all of us, we're going, fucking gasoline's more expensive. Watch out. Because when the fucking gasoline isn't there to move shit and transport it, how much more expensive does your milk and your fucking eggs and everything get, right? So prices just haven't caught up, I don't think, yet. And I think we'll feel the effects more. But even then, we go, okay, well, our privilege allows us so that we can sit in a place where only finances, I don't know. It's fucked up and it's weird. The whole destruction thing doesn't make sense. And I think that we can all, by just literally 3 at a time, if I just talk to 3 people, which currently I've got double that sitting in here and still listening to me. Not too long ago, it was double that, right? So we were already 2 steps, right? Me to 3, and then 3 to 3, that was 9, right? 3 to another power of 3, it's 27. By the time we get 21, we're 10 million or 10 billion-ish, which is far more than how many humans there are. So we've got overlap, right? But how easy is it to impact? And I think that's my thing. I don't want to impact a bunch of people. I would love to impact everybody who needs or deserves access to this plant, because I think that's a huge portion of what I want to do. But I like, we were at a family gathering and there was like some kind of backhanded sideways, well, how many followers and how many people. Look, it's not what the fuck I do this thing about. I'm literally doing it for Project 21, right? It's the from one to the next to the next. And if we can just impact one person at a time, if we can bring some level of peace, love, understanding, and maybe that's just the little hippie me, right? Maybe this is my outward expression of putting a flower into the end of a fucking, well, now it's like, a nuclear warhead, right? Because we've gone past, the scale has just scaled crazily. Barely green, all the love to you. Thank you so much. I think that's the whole thing, is even if nothing else, the one thing is, okay, we just have to hold ourselves accountable at some point. And it's easier sometimes to speak outwardly and to try and go, hey, I can tell you what to do, while I drop the ball myself. And I think that in some way, outwardly speaking this with consistency and being just true to the sauce, like, I think it helps me in some capacity just stay grounded. And I think that there is, again, it's what you make it. Everything is what you make it. You can close the room off to only be just you and whatever's inside of it. But when we go outside the door, and I think the other bigger thing is, and why 3x3 really does such a beautiful thing too, man, like, we got to know our neighbors, man. Like, a lot of us don't know our neighbors, and maybe you've gotten to a place in your life where you're like, I don't need to know my literal physical neighbors next to me. All the best to you. But at the same time, if you did, and you got along with them, then man, what a resource to have some other people right next to you if shit goes tits up, right? What level of tits up can we handle to begin with? Because when we take it all the way upscale, well, none of us got a chance, And what am I doing? I'm taking fucking good vibes, positive attitude, and the knowledge of plant consumption for personal gain and benefit. It's my contribution where, I don't know. I think realistically, it's my attempt to try to make my space immediately around me something that is more love and acceptance and peace. And, again, if we can take this core group, this group of badasses that are still in here listening to me rant, right? And you guys do it week after week, and I can't fucking thank you enough. But there's some part in this where, like, all of you, by listening to me talk this much and interacting with me on these specific topics this regularly, you somehow are doing that thing, the peacekeeping. I make it, it kind of sounds like a joke, and everybody, what do you call the chat, and what do you, whatever. It's a reality of this thing. It's not the chat, it's the humans around me who are actually doing and implementing these far more accepting ways of existence. It's and I'll you know, it's the disassociation through association type approach, though. Stop claiming to be all this other shit and start claiming to be a full unit, where I don't care what religion you like, or what politician you like, or what order set you prefer to stay behind, or what dollar bill you use to trade in, who you like to have sex with, what your favorite sports team is, who your favorite regional billionaire is. Doesn't fucking matter. That we all share this common something. And again, I love talking about this thing more than anything because there's so many places that it is lacking. It's permeated every fucking corner of existence in some way, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like I was just showing you in cannabis news. Cannabis does unbelievable things. We actually do have good research going on that proves it as a benefit to human consumption and for tons of medical conditions. And it completely gets overweighed and outplayed by the business aspect of it. What new laws make what new legalities about? It's literally just laws and means of control. Everybody wants to control it. We'll tell you if we're scared of it. We'll tell you how much you can have of it. If you know anything about it, we'll tell you to fuck off because we've got the actual, we're the ones holding all the words hostage. And yo, you know, it just, to me, why not just keep talking about it? Why not surround yourself with people who can at least listen to and hear that, you know? Because I think that there's a lot out there that's trying to pull every one of us. Doesn't matter who you are right now. If you're listening to me still, there's some avenue of something trying to pull you towards whatever the darkness is. And there is some great clouds of darkness out there that actually at some point might spill over into a place that all of us exist in. And that's fucked up because a lot of us around here don't, no, you can't. It's not my politics. It's my, yeah, it's my love for one another, man. It's the piecing and the loving and the coping, man. That's what it is. I think that's in the long roundabout way. Good catching me there, Rourke. But I love y'all, and I thank y'all. Y'all are crazy as hell. But yeah, Mr. Rourke, that is, that's again my other thing. Different strokes for different folks. Accept everybody. We all got our own quirks. Some of us like fucking honeycombs, and some of us like fucking peanut butter crunch, And I think everybody's allowed to do all that. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. No. Listen. I appreciate you. The catch that I'm talking about is, I'll get ranty on the politicking and the fucking whatever, I'm more hopeful that sinks, like I said, So I got to keep ranting on it all the time, or every once in a while at least. But thanks for pulling me back to level ground here, where I can also tell you that I love cereal and I love Chippewa Falls Throwing a good disc in the woods. I'm actually getting fucking old and fat. Throwing fucking discs in the woods hurts more now. What the hell? Ah, barely green. You know, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. And I'm no matter what, I got to keep doing it because, like you said, I think I do speak more from, um, yeah, from the heart sometimes, and not from the brain. I think yeah, touche.
Well, she looked at the nickel and she looked at me.
Oh,
And
well,
she said,
listen.
"Hey, mister, you
Anymore, you're gonna make me blush. No,
nickel. There's a hole right through." Said I,
there are some times, and I think
donut too. Thanks for
especially because of how much is out there in the AI space, and I'm trying to learn this thing a little bit better. Some bits about computers and shit. There's a lot going on, and there's so many times where, and man, I'm like, dude, I wish I was fucking smarter in this, but it's not smarter as much as like exposed to those certain things, right? Like if you haven't been exposed to it, and if you only ever have very minimal exposure, how much are you supposed to capture all the time, right? Like, and I don't know if that's cognitive intelligence or just me smoking too much, so I got the bad memory or something, but man, there's some times where I'm like, fuck, I wish I was smarter in different fields of things, but then at the same time, I think being emotionally or intelligent in the heart space also too is a really good thing. The YouTube video that I was talking about seeing that was talking about what kind of thinker are you? I could pull the thing up and fucking tell you exactly what it was, but it really did fucking say that, like, if you are outright naturally empathetic, where you can like kind of walk into a room and feel the emotion of it, people's inflections are things that you kind of can understand better, um like natural empathy. And I think that for me, that's one of the, I hope is one of my stronger places. um I just think that when I see the bad shit, I can feel like I understand the bad shit. And now take that into a medical cannabis setting, right? Where every single person that comes across from me is a patient, is somebody who has a condition that could be, the ultimate demise, right? So take that empathy and put it into, like, I desperately want to figure out what the real things you should do so that you're not hurting anymore. And that's how my brain hyper focused for fucking 5 years or something, was how can I benefit these people standing across from me or sitting across from me, in a way that, like, we're calling this thing medicine, right? We're saying that it is a medicine, and we can say the words anti-inflammatory and antispasmodic and analgesic and all of the antis and all of the headache reduction and stimulations and whatever. We take all of those words and we throw it aside, and we realize that, like, through anecdote, through people, they just want to feel fucking better. They don't care about the science behind it, just how can I do it? And what I saw on repeat work, and why I also talk this same rhetoric very commonly, what I saw work was something that is against the norm of consumption of most of the people that I exist around. it's a big driving force of what I wanted to talk about tonight, and what I have been talking about is that recreational cannabis is breaking the medicinal benefit of cannabis. It's also oversaturating the human to the point where maybe we are, and there's so many people that this isn't for, and that's okay too, but the people that it even is for, we don't even know that we're breaking our system in a way because of our misuse of THC. And it's just all abundantly THC, and it's because everybody has told you it's the cool, and it's not because you've been told anything. You can make your own decisions. Satisfied mind, happy Thursday. You can make your own fucking decisions, but there is so many avenues talking about how to consume this thing, and you all get it. You know what you want. You're gonna get what you want. It doesn't matter. But there is a lot of directing this thing that's going into a space where not using CBD is probably not benefiting a lot of us. If nothing else, it could be throwing our systems into a weird whack where, again, maybe cannabis hyperemesis is a reality. But and is cannabis hyperemesis just the beginning of something that could end up negative, right? Because there's so many, and this is where, like, oh, let's study everything. I think the studies are already out there. I think there's enough for an individual to pick this plant up and use it if they so feel like they need to, because there's so much evidence against long-term irreparable damage being done because of the use of it. The damage tends to be very short, and cessation of use tends to get rid of all of it. So the paranoia of it, which we all understand, I guess the potential stomach altercation where possible vomiting, or I guess hyperemesis if there's prolonged use, possibly, whatever. But it's all short-lived, right? Like, so yeah. God, I love this plant. Fucking love this plant, y'all. And it's super worth. Yeah, I love it. Oh, satisfied. You're never late. Seymour, good night to you. Thank you so much for staying. It's great seeing you. Hopefully, we can share a smoke together or something sometime soon. It's been a very long time. Oh, and then I just read your next sentence. It said, it'd be nice to see y'all sometime. It would be great to see you at some point. Let's make that happen. THCV, CBDV, yeah. And again, cannabis of back in my day was better than cannabis of today. The amount of old heads who say it, what are they saying? What does it mean? It can mean something more, even when I just say the same statement over and over, but it could mean something drastically more than we give it credit for. What if just having the cannabinoid ratios balanced out a little bit more, where if THC is 3 to 5% of the plant makeup, and you have 3 to 5% CBD, 2 to 3% CBDV, 2 to 3% CBG, 2 to 3% CBC, 3%, 4% THCV, and now you have a 20% cannabinoid profile that isn't just 30% THC, but that whole makeup of that plant holds different levels of the things that are all beneficial. You know, that's why I think, again, prohibition's breaking that. It's the either deregulate it or put it back to a place where it is, or deschedule it altogether, allow there to be a free market on it. If you still want the taxation process with which you do on all businesses out there, obviously that would be something they would want. then you would have to still license your business and do everything. I don't think people are against licensing their business. I think that they're against barrier to entry to markets, and I think they're probably against imprisonment and incrimination if they don't follow all of these arbitrary rules that result in bad, faked, paid for lottery pulls to happen. Like, all right, you know what I mean? All right, anyway, rant might be halfway over. We're good. Doc, did you get your machine yet? Satisfied? Yeah, sometimes. However much THC you need to take a break from. And to reset your system completely, you know, so it would all depend on, because it's fat soluble, it would depend on fat storage, but for it not to have an impact on your system, we could theoretically process all of it out by the time like that you're passing a urine test. So 30 days or so, but there is potential for maybe some excess fat store, and it might have passed and gone past THC, but there might be some cannabinoid residual that still semi-regulates the endocannabinoid system past that amount of time. So fully getting to the point where your endocannabinoid system is completely deprived of any cannabinoid whatever, yes, it could take 3 to 6 months, is what some people are saying, because we're only trying to capture THC also, but essential cannabinoids, right? I think we should just learn the endocannabinoid system. And I did hear somebody talking about a mouth swab that you could do that kind of they've mapped the endocannabinoid system better, and then you use this mouth swab or whatever to give you a rating or a score where it kind of tells you how much you would be or could be affected by cannabis. This was it was Huberman, and he was a bodybuilder. Fuck is his name? And it's not Ronnie Coleman. Okay, it's the only bodybuilder that's coming to my brain, and it's not Hamill either. Mark Hamill. No, that dude was a figure skater. He was doing backflips, right? Damn. Anyway, I just went down a rabbit hole of unconnected synapses. But oh, Chi-Town Hi-Fi, what's good? Oh, satisfied mind. It'd be great if you could make the seeds, Bob. Hell yeah, Doc, that's cool. And that's right, satisfied. They're still mapping cannabinoids, both endo and you know, both naturally occurring in our system and outside the well, but the thing that they're really like, what are they called, thiols and esters or ethols or some shit. There's different parts of the plant that they're, it's like kind of the, you know, again, perfumes, the micro, yeah. Anyway. Ooh, a little air compression. Nice. Oh, for cannabis hyperemesis? That's right, that could be. Before reintroduction, and that could be. I don't mind that stat at all. And you would imagine that they would absolutely, yeah, but it's past flavonoids and terpenoids, bro. They're talking about like on a different level of molecular comprehension, where it's not more of a classification of things, because breaking down terpenes, all right, if we say it's like sweet, spicy, lemony, whatever, all piney, whatever, all of those things can exist in one terpene class. How do we break it down to where each one of the single aspects of it, what is what we call sweet in cannabis, what is what we call blueberry in cannabis, what is it what we like, and literally pin pricking each one of these little things out. That science is what the future could theoretically bring, and like maybe even better compute could bring without too much fucking time between figuring it out and not. But yeah, 100%. You're never late, Chi-Town. You're always perfectly on time. I do love Ronnie Coleman. See, Guapo, we're on the same page. Yeah, Satisfied Mind. It was actually something that Chi-Town Hi-Fi shared with me. What's her name? Riley, or what was it? Guapo and fucking Chi-Town. Riley Kirk. There you go. Bingo bango. He was talking on yeah, bingo bango. Look at you. You all are so smart. God, I need y'all to what was the podcast that they were most recently on, Guapo and Chi-Town? It's a grow. It's some shit.
The whole world makes sense to me, and I can't ever get no sleep. So wide awake, I live my dreams, got my mood right. Don't know if I do it right, don't know what to do with life. But have you seen the moon tonight? That shit too bright, and I hadn't slept in like 2 nights. Forgive me if I'm a fool tonight, but have you seen
Broadcast.
the moon tonight? Let's find some time, I'll let you in this mind of mine. We'll travel places far and wide, the stars will be our guide.
Yeah, it's not that long, but she mentions what on the molecular level, what it and it's outside of. But it's funny when you listen to it, because this is my whole point to that entire conversation also, is that she goes, okay, it's really the most important part is these thiols and ethers, ethols, whatever the hell she calls them. She says this is what's the most important about the plant even. And he goes, oh, okay, well, how does that impact it? And she goes, well, terpenes. And then went back into this whole rant on how terpenes kind of affect the different parts of the plant more than those minuscule factors do. And it's not that it's a minuscule. I hope at some point, and I literally want this to be Burger King. I want you to have it your way. I want somebody to be able to pull out the blueberry note from an actual plant, right? I don't want some fabricated, faked, and a lot of these fabricated, faked flavonoids that we're talking about tend to come from extracts of what that thing is. It's just what gets added to it, right? So if it's a blueberry flavor, they might add some sugars to it. They might add some fucking whatever they do to sweeten the deal, and that's shit that we don't necessarily need. So if we can have what's coming from the cannabis plant, let's deconstruct the cannabis plant into its most small points, where I can come in and I go, I want 1 part beta caryophyllene, I want 3 parts THC, 5 parts CBD, I need 1, blueberry, 1 vanilla, 1 whatever the fuck it is that they end up categorizing those things as, and then go, okay, that's what I need to make my perfect concoction. That's rather what I would see this thing be, so that it's literally in the hands of the person who's going to use the plant. And this is why I say a lot of times, like, take your health back into your hands. I want people to understand that the best way to take your health back into your own hands is literally It's by taking the responsibility. It's by understanding, and it's just ownership. Because we give a lot of people give themselves over to the medical world and to doctors before they help themselves, before they're willing to lose the weight, before they change their diet, before they whatever, they'll go to the doctor. The doctor will give you something to fix that thing. And a lot of it is literally inhibitions that are so over programmed and overfed to us, regardless if you want them to be or not. The media that we consume, the America's a shopping mall from side to side. But past that, it's like you're being geared into something, right? So at some point, you just take the fucking and it's the same way with the cannabis world, right? They're forcing you to want to look at the highest THC percentages, find a name of something that you like. If it says raspberry on it and you like raspberries, there's a better chance you're going to buy the fucking raspberry sorbet without knowing if it's good or not, right? There's a strain called root beer Mac or something like that. Was not that good, but literally had a guy come in and go, "Oh, I love root beer, so I'm gonna get that." Actually, I'll take you back to the number one best story that I had from like early cannabis. A fella came in while prices were even, they were exaggerated because the demand was overweighing the supply for a moment. So eighths of shit that sucked were going for $60 no matter what. And he came in, and it might even been $70 an eighth because of the high THC and the demand for the high THC at this point. Nature's Grace, I don't know if anybody in here, if you know Nature's Grace and Wellness, they do not make the world's best flower. I don't even think that if they came out and tried, they wouldn't even try and claim that. But they fucking had this strain, bubblegum. The guy came in, he said, "I want bubblegum. That's the shit that I want." It was $70 an eighth. It had the highest THC percentage on the menu left, and that's what he wanted. And I begged him. I said, "Sir, I beg you. That stuff is trash. It is not good. It's my favorite strain ever," he says. I said, "No. That from somebody else, that was your favorite strain ever. From the producer of this, that is not your favorite strain ever." He said, "Look," and then when we rang it up, he was getting charged $88.88 after taxes per eighth. It came out to $720 for a zip of some shit because that was maxing your limit. 30 grams, he bought 28. So $720. He looks at me very straight in the face. He goes, "Money is not the problem. I don't care." I'm like, "Dude, you cannot pay $720 for an ounce of Nature's Grace fuckery. This stuff is so bad. I'm begging you, at least let me give you half of this thing as like a quality product. I work in this place. I can tell you what quality product is." Nope, that's what I want. If I wanted the other stuff, I'll just get back at the end of the line and then come back in. And I was like, okay, whatever. It wasn't even 3-4 days later. That guy was back in line. And this one, there used to be lines. It was a pain in the ass to get in the place. He was back in the line 3 days later. He goes, "Hey, find the guy with the beard." I had to come out, and he was like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I was like, "Okay." He said, "You were right. It was the biggest pile of shit I've ever bought in my life. And I can't believe that I spent any money on it." Again, money was not the issue of me buying this or not, but I'm so disappointed that I didn't listen to you, that I needed to come back. One, apologize to you, and two, ask you if you could pick my shit out this time. And I did. I gave him a couple Revolution products, a couple of fucking Verano products back in the day they used to bang, and then probably even some grassroots stuff because back then that shit used to bang too. But unbelievable what people are willing to do. Oh, and Satisfied Mind. That's why I also... Yes, thank you for saying that. this space is my place to nerd out on some cannabis stuff. And even if it goes over your head or you want to question what I'm saying, please, by all means, I beg everybody always to keep me honest. I love cannabis. I don't know everything. I have a good understanding for it, and I appreciate it as a genuine medical benefit for people. People do gain medical benefit from this by consuming it correctly, and I hope that I can help them do so.
Come smoke another bowl. The guapo is loved by the masses. Have a toke of one of the joints.
Well, so Satisfied Mind, I was hearing the other day, I guess Cole was talking about it too. We're supposed to start getting like QR code things on the sides of packages where we can scan it and it'll take us to lab results. The problem with that, and I think that that's really cool, I think it's a step in a good direction. The problem with that is lab results are worthless, right? I don't know what they would benefit from faking terpene profile. I think that by boosting their terpene profile, they could make you assumptively believe that the flower that you were going to get wasn't going to be some brittle, overbaked by a freezer fucking piece of cannabis, or overbaked by time in a jar sitting on a shelf with poor fucking circulation in the building. I don't know that, you know, can sell that, but like if you were to fucking scan the QR code, it would go, oh, well, these are elevated levels, and you know what I mean? So I don't know how much we can take the testing, right? I guess if the test says it was harvested, and this is what it will say, it was harvested on, you know, January 1st, it was lab tested on February 1st, it was packaged on February 14th, and then, you know, you picked it up in July or whatever, you would understand that, like, okay, this product is 4 months old. Is that a long time? Who knows, right? Depending on what your packaging skills are, possibly, but we're literally talking about leaving an organic product in a piece of plastic with poor you know, actual fucking you know, sealing. It's just not, you know, I don't know. Hey, I love your Wasco. I appreciate you coming through. Enjoy hockey. Tell Biz he's a bitch. Yeah. And Satisfied Mind, I think what will be cool for the public to have access to is the variants. Even the variants in some of their favorite strains, right? Because you want to see variants, and if it's just too picture perfect, the same shit all the time, then you would question the labs. But yeah, you would want to see the variants, and once people see the variants in the plant, then they'll start to understand these numbers mean less than what we think they do. And it's not that it's going to be THC is going to take the biggest pounding from that. I think that it will get more exposed than any other part of the plant, but I think also terpene enrichment also will be a thing where everybody's like, whoa, that thing is terpy, it smells better, it has a better textural feel to it, it feels less brittle and shitty. Like, there's parts of this plant that, like, I would rather have an elevated level of, and maybe they're markers towards a more quality product. Like I said, I would generally say yes. It's just that there's so many factors in what the long term of that means, like, again, storage and all of that. But in harvest to harvest, you're literally, and from harvest to harvest can be literally not even weeks apart for these places, right? They're moving things through a cycle that isn't maybe, and they are compartment by compartment, but they might even be on a, kind of sloped scale of things where one side of the room is doing a certain amount of work and the other side of the room is doing another certain amount of work, and we're just kind of cycling these things down this line, right? And the further down the line it gets, the more it gets to the phase. So yeah, it's harvest to harvest, it's bench to bench, really, in a lot of instances, I think now.
because the travelers will be delayed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think at some point, like, okay,
Drunk and crazy.
my prediction is that this plays out like almost all other industries. And I almost can tell you that one that I like to correlate it to is the food industry, kind of. There will be your McDonald's, Burger Kings, Pizza Huts of the fucking world for cannabis consumption. They'll be far more abundantly available. They'll definitely be around every poor community, trying to take as much from them as they humanly can. There will be that. Then there will be your next level of things, which is kind of the more renowned, regular places, which might be your, your fucking Chili's and your fucking Olive Gardens and your whatever. It's just your chain, but better restaurants, right? A little more sit down. There's actually somebody cooking some of your food, and it's not all going through just a microwave. And then you take it to the next level up, and it is, your fancy fucking steakhouses and shit. And I think cannabis goes this way too, where some people get renowned locally for being their better chains of things that, again, Portillo's, where it's here but it's not in other parts of the world. So maybe you've got your little bit betters, but then you have your very local, you can only get this restaurant here, you can only fucking experience whatever, fucking the turf room in fucking one spot, right? So yeah. What up, Gareberry? Yep. Alright, hold on, I'm gonna look now. Hey, oh, you sent a video? Hold on, Gary. I'm gonna pause the music for 1 second so I can watch what you sent me. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. That's super dope.
Cheers, you awesome piece.
Fuck. Were you saying stuff the whole time? Maybe not.
That's a little channel I watch. And from Seattle, Washington. Pretty cool cat. That's what I got.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
sweet.
and of course, as you can see, it is that time of year for me. Cheers, you awesome peacekeepers.
What a fucking awesome guy. Oh, a little chocolate wanty, huh? I like that. Gary, you looking good with the shade, with the buzz going on too, man. You know me, I'm all for the long hair crew, though. yeah, I think that the whole market gets exposed at some point, no matter what. There's got to be. It's getting. So I think the thing is, um, it's getting cemented by these massive acquisitions where all of us are like, no, fuck a massive acquisition, leave it into the small groups and let the right people do it. Well, the right people are here, right? Like the right people aren't. Oh, well, no, there are some right people out there, but the right people are the people listening to in this chat right now. There's better people that could do the thing, but there's just no access to it. So the people who do have the access and are making these monster companies, they're laying the groundwork for the McDonald's and Burger Kings of this space. And there's got to be like I'm not even resentful or hateful towards them. It does disappoint me that there is a barrier to entry, and it's becoming harder and harder to enter this market in a legal, non, you know, I don't want to be I don't want to be prosecuted. I don't want to go through the legal system for possession or distribution of cannabis. So getting a license is all that it takes. Getting the license to do it is all it takes, but there's a barrier to it. So I think that's the fault. But I'm not mad at big companies making the Burger Kings and shit. Go ahead, keep doing it, because it only cements this thing even further into the culture and into the accepted experience, right? More people, we just saw it in the news earlier, more people are turning to cannabis and alcohol sales are dwindling. Good. That's massive for the health of people typically, and also the health for everybody, because the DUI fucking rate will go down, especially DUI that ends in accident. I think DUI again can be a stupid thing because somebody can handle and tolerate a little bit better, and this is why using arbitrary numbers to measure that is tough to do, especially when there is such a different synthesis of things within each individual. But at least we got it. At least it's here, and we don't get, if we were in, where is it, Singapore, that's fucking, or wherever the hell it was, maybe not Singapore, was that the one that had the stuff and then didn't do stuff? Maybe it's the Philippines. No, I don't remember. One of them was still, they're using like the firing squad on people for possession of cannabis. Fuck out of here with that. Satisfied Mind, I haven't seen any direct correlatable thing there. Obviously, everybody's going to try and draw a correlation to it. I believe different markets peak and valley at different times for different things, but I do believe that the general intoxication market has gone away from alcohol consumption. I mean, I myself used to spend like $100 a night out there drinking alcohol, paying for everybody else hundreds of dollars a night, plenty of times, and I spend zero on alcohol at all. So I know that everybody that they're losing, and they've lost me to the cannabis space, where it cost me a fucking tenth to stay as satisfied, if not more satisfied, from my intoxication or my consumption as well, so like whatever. Ooh, little light me up. Damn. Not satisfied. And I'm sure there is some out there. I don't have any directly on hand.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Wanda is a woman. She works down the hall. Shows up on time. She like balls to the wall.
there's so many aspects of this thing
Lunch with her high school friends.
that are exponentially more beneficial for all of us as humans, like deforestation. You do realize we can make paper from cannabis, from hemp. We can make fucking wood from hemp. We can make a more fire resistant wood and a more fire resistant insulation from hemp. Like, what? We're missing something drastically here. Alyssa and Angelo, my friends, happy Thursday. I hope y'all are doing well. Damn, I was thinking about y'all the other day. I miss you guys. I really do hope you're doing okay. Dabs up? Yeah, I guess, you know what, I'll just hit this little thing again. It's rosin, so don't hate, y'all. I love you. Cheers to all of you. Smoke good. Oh, nice. How's everybody out there doing? I miss the friends. Guapo's actually getting me out of the house again this weekend. Man sells a hard sell over here. No, it's easy. I'm going to a seed swap with 0 seeds. Actually, you know what? I was thinking I do got, and I'll maybe I'll look at it. I got some seeds that were like, they're like passed down. It's like a generational passed down thing. They're like from the fucking 70s or some shit. I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe some of you who know about growing, that's good. Maybe some of you know it's probably like that, not bunkerino. It doesn't really matter. I'm just telling you. And it could have come out of some bad. I think I've seen some of them look good. The 11th. Oh, a big event on the 19th. Happy 19th. Oh, nice. You should have some message waiting in there on the old Insta. Yeah. That's a pretty cool song. Oh, don't feel guilty to feel good, fam. That's the one thing that, like, how weird is it that people carry a guilt and people are still not willing to access the thing that could genuinely benefit them? This could be the thing. I mean, just let's talk about the ones that are massive, right? Like epileptics. How many epileptics don't use cannabis? And I fucking venture to tell you there's a fuck ton of them. So every single one of them, and why? How many of it is still based off of fear, stigmas, and shit? You know? How many of our parents or our grandparents would honestly benefit from a little bit of the anti-inflammatory? I have family that's still eating ibuprofens and Tylenols and shit like they're going out of style. And I'm like, yo, please stop. I beg you. Hell yeah, satisfied. Enjoy the rest of your night. I think I'm probably out of here pretty soon too. But I appreciate you. Thank you for always sharing and being part of the conversation. I really do appreciate you, brother.
Take one hit for the world, light it loud. Be the soul that parts the cloud. From concrete blocks to jungle vines, we roll resistance in raw rhymes. They fear the peace we cultivate, but love don't bow and truth won't wait. One hit for the world, no fear, no shame. You deserve joy, not guilt to blame.
Don't feel guilty to feel good, fam. Papo! You, brother. Well, golly, I guess, you know. Oh, look at this. Two dope dudes. Two dope dudes. Bringing you the news. Leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Or are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, pack a pipe, and let's get on with it. Oh man, what a bop. Oh, hairpin. Aurora. Ganja Toker, adios. Mont Saturday. Oh shit. Better be in Aurora. All right. In that case, if all my friends are starting to leave me, I get it. I see how it is. Let me do the thing. Check this out. Guapo, Gary Cornett, Seymour Butts, Mr. Rourke, Dudley Dawson, Ganja Toker, Dr. Lebby, Satisfied Mind, Anthony Wasco, Brandon Krieger, Alyssa Angelo, Kawani, Austin Nako, Connie, Barely Green, J Rats, Chicago, Chi Town High Five, Frank LaBarbera, Sean Whitney, Dr. Dank, Nugs, Bam. I love you all. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you all again for being here. I hope you strike peace when you seek it. I hope you find love when you need it. And I hope you can cope when you feel it. Peacekeepers, peace out. Don't forget.
Avocado, 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 potato, 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 potato.
Hey, fentanyl ain't no good. Hey, fentanyl ain't no good. Hey, fentanyl ain't no good.
It's
Disgusting.
oh, thanks to you, Mr. Rourke. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a lovely night and a great weekend. We are back next week, the 16th. Same great spot, same great face. See you all soon.
Donut! Donuts!
Hey, let's say Stexy, say awesome. Pace Capers. Gary, you're the man. All right, I'll see you all soon. Bye.